Hello, everyone. This is JD Calderon, and this is Indy Comics Explained. Yet again, I brought another fantastic group of independent comic book creators. So please hit like, hit subscribe, share out the video, let everybody know we're here. And one more time, I got this guy. Where is he? Where is he? He's somewhere down here. There he is.
Hola, bienvenido, welcome in. What is up, Streamland? I'm glad that Calderon called me fantastic. I'm feeling myself. Thank you.
You are fantastic, sir. You are fantastic.
Yeah.
I can't tell anybody in what ways, but we got to keep some secrets.
Look at you with a new haircut. Looks like you're gonna start something new tomorrow, like a new path of life for you.
That's true. Hopefully they'll throw me out on the first day. We'll see what happens.
Hopefully not. Shit, I gotta shave, man. God damn it.
Make sure you click on the butt call, honey.
There you go. Click on the button.
Make sure you click on the thing.
Okay.
What's up, Mark?
It's the same old, man. Your wife's watching, and she wants to watch it live, so I just, tell her how to go get to it. But,
I love it.
Everything's good, man.
Okay, I fixed it. I got it.
I love it.
Everything's good, brothers. Everything's good. Good to see you, and then see Rosario floating around here.
I hope the wife has a few laughs with us tonight.
Oh yeah, she's gonna definitely get some laughs. Man.
All right. We're feeling that.
All right. So Mark, please introduce yourself.
Oh yeah, Mark Dudley. I am the managing partner for Imaginos Workshop and the art director for Shine the Taku manga. So that's me. That's what I do.
My man.
All right, cool. Very good, very good. What's up, Guido? Please introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Guido Martinez. I'm the writer and creator of Night. And well, for those of you who haven't heard about me or about the book, I'm here to enlighten you.
Very good.
Nice.
Cool. What's up, David?
Hey, what's going on, everyone?
Introduce yourself, sir.
Hey, well, I'm David Sandoval. I'm the writer-creator for Serum, and like Guido, I'm here to answer any questions and, talk about the Kickstarter going on right now.
Very cool.
All right, cool. What's up, Johnny?
Hey, Johnny Reed, half of Atrocity Press, producer and writer for most of our titles.
All right, cool.
Nice.
What's up, Mike?
Not much. How's it going?
It's going well. So please introduce yourself.
My name is Mike Sears, and I do the comic book The Apathetic Mouse Man, which is now being republished through Lesser Known Comics.
Nice. All right, very nice, very nice. All right, we're still waiting on a couple of people. The co-host is yet to show up. The co-host.
The Coco. You got that right.
The Coco, yeah. It's the
co-host is here, bro.
Co-host is here.
Come on,
yes.
man. Don't hurt me, bro.
Yep.
Shit.
So, all right. So we're gonna start without those guys. So listen. I mean, the show question, right? What opportunities are you guys seeking? Seeking out as indie comics creators. So I mean, just to give an example, like and I just need one, right? Like for myself, I'm looking to produce as many Oswald comics as I can produce. Get out there. I mean, in as wide as possible an area, as many Oswald comics as I can get out there, right? I want an omnibus of the stuff. And look, whether I sell 100 or 10 million, I want it. You know what I mean? That's what I want. That's my ultimate goal. Other people have other goals. You know what I mean? And but for me, that's my thing. I want to produce as many books as I can get out there. And I'm going to sell them in whatever format, way, shape, form, and it has to take to get out there. I'm going to do it. I've printed digest size, I printed magazine size, I printed comic size. You name it, I'm going to do it. So that's my question to you guys. Ultimately, what are you guys looking for? What are you guys looking for from this business? You know what I mean? That we call comics. So let's start. You know what? I'm gonna switch it up. I usually start from the bottom. Mike, I'm gonna spare you going first. So let's start with Mark.
Man, shoot, our goals are kind of wide reaching. We screenwriters too. Imaginos is actually a production company more so. Comics are just kind of a part of what we doing, right? So, but we love it. That's what we started from. Our our goal really is to be able to create IPs, you know, with Imaginos Workshop and Shine the Taku, to be able to create IPs that we can be proud of as comics and manga, but have them be able to move into other mediums, right? Because like I said, we screenwriters too, so we looking to move some of those things into into you know, into TV shows, into anime, you know. But again, the key is being proud of what we put out as comics and manga, you know, because a lot of people, what they'll do, you know, we actually do some contract work. So we're working with these people right now who are basically, they're screenwriters, and they're like, oh, well, it looks like everybody's going to be getting into Hollywood through, you know, doing a comic or a graphic novel. And so that's the only reason they're doing it, right? It's not even about them, you know, actually being a part of the comic medium or manga medium and loving that medium. But like I said, we trying to make sure that we put the love in that medium, even though we are trying to move to different mediums as well. So that's basically how we do it.
All right, cool. Guido, what are your thoughts? What are you looking to get out of this?
Well, I'm sort of gonna jump on what Mark just said. Yes, I want to create something that I'm proud of. I want to just to say I created something, and I'm proud of it, and people are also proud of it. People enjoyed it. I made somebody's day a little bit better. I entertained them somehow. I created something that will last, that someday someone's gonna tell their friends or their kids, hey, you know, check out this book. It's great. I loved it, and you should too. And that's sort of what I envision, like what I fantasize about, right? I'm still a long way from that, and of course, just to be financially sustainable, right? I'm not saying big enough profit, but just enough to allow me to produce the next book without having to struggle. That would be a dream. Of course, we're far from it so far. Part of why we're still resorting to crowdfunding. But I hope that someday, through Filbo, we can, I don't know, reach out, handle distributions, and maybe live off of that. That would be a dream come true. But yes, that is the ultimate goal. And of course, if somebody says, "Hey, I want to buy your IP, I want to buy the rights, whatever," that's great. I'm gonna need a house of my own someday. Won't hurt.
This is true. This is true. All right, cool. David, what are your thoughts?
Personally, I'm in it. Two reasons. I like to tell stories, so I want to entertain and make money doing it. Literally, like I'm not gonna lie. You know, if you're good at doing something, might as well try your best to do it and get paid doing it. It's not work if you're loving, what you do. So I want to be able to do that and make some money off of it. So I mean, it's honestly real simple, real simple.
All right. Listen, that's fair, man. You sometimes doesn't have to be complicated.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Johnny, man, what are your thoughts?
Well, I got a few. Well,
Go
for me,
for
I
it.
just, I love the medium. When I'm not writing comics and working, with Atrocity Press, I own a comic shop. I do comics, I got games, I got action figures. So for me, it's a passion that I've had my whole life. Being able to write comics is it's that next level. Where do I want it to end up? Well, previously to getting into Atrocity Press, I was working on movies, filming movies, doing a whole bunch of horror stuff. So yeah, the end result would be great to see our IPs actually be live action, be an actual movie. That would be great. But for me, it's because if it's a good story, it's got to come down to being a good story. It's got to come down to being able to, even if somebody comes after the rights, making sure the integrity is held so the story doesn't get changed. Because that's one thing I know a lot of people are like, hey, we want to sell our rights, or it'd be great to actually have movies. But so often when you read the comic and then you see it, it's not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'd like to be able to do it and hold the integrity of it.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Mike, what are you thinking?
One thing I really want to accomplish with this is just like making my mark on the comics industry, because for so long I didn't really think it was that good, like at all. I just posted stuff and got it up there, but now thanks to like lesser known comics and stuff, I really think that maybe I can inspire someone who went through like similar situations as me, who used comics as an escape in order to like show them that one day their escape can actually make them some money.
Gotcha. The name of that company is hilarious. Lesser Known Comics. I keep wanting to say, like, don't feel bad. You guys are great. Don't feel less about yourself.
No, it's actually fun, right? When someone says, "Hey, my book has been published by Lesser Known Comics." Is that a good thing?
It sounds funny. It's just really funny.
It's a really good icebreaker.
Yeah. Jay, what are you thinking?
Immortality.
Okay.
That's what I want. I want somebody to pick up one of my books 50 years after I've passed away, and be like, "Oh, who wrote this? JD Rosario? Yeah. What else did he write?" And then just go down the well, man. I don't want to die that second death. You know what I mean? May sound weird, may sound, fantasy, but what are we doing? We're writing fantastic moments. So why not, shoot for that as well, man. I don't want to die that second deth.
That's fair. I mean, I'm pretty sure there'll still be 50-cent boxes around.
Listen, I'll take it. You know what's weird? I'd rather my books, not the first sale, not the initial sale, but I wouldn't mind them being, in those 50-cent boxes, man. So the kid like me, who had $2 in his pocket, could pick up a couple books. You know what I mean? And just dive down that rabbit hole, bro.
Listen, you're a good company. I have found Alan Moore, Neil Gaiman, Warren Ellis, all in 50-cent boxes. Don't worry about it. You're a good company. I've seen George Perez, John Byrne, all those dudes. All of it, you're a good company. Don't worry about it. It's not a bad place to be. So Jay, you're up, bro.
Wait, you got to answer your question, bud.
I did. I answered it first.
You did?
Yeah.
You
weren't paying attention.
I definitely.
It was the most passionate speech I ever heard. You missed.
I'm like that. I'm like that kid in the class. Did you understand how we solved the equation? Yes. Okay. Show us. Yes. All right. So, all right. My question: if crowdfunding ended today, right? There were no more platforms. How are you going to get your book out to the masses?
All right, cool. Guido, you're up. Seeing as you put the gun to your head.
Very, very slowly. That's my best answer. Very, very slowly. I need to, on top of paying for production costs, save money to pay for printing, and then try to pass it around shows, or somehow find the right amount of money to reach mass distribution, which might be a couple more years. So yes, my answer would be very, very slowly.
All right. Fair enough. David, what are your thoughts?
Website, cons, keep using social media. I mean, I think that would probably be the best bet. Maybe eventually look for an established publisher, something like that. Because, I mean, self-publishing right now is pretty hot. But yeah, you're right. It can go away from one day to another.
This is true. This is true. You can always sign up with those newfangled publishers.
Yeah.
See what happens to those guys. Right.
Yeah. Well,
John. Oh no, go ahead, David. So I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say because I mean they've got that Amazon publishing right now. That I mean I don't know how well it works. But I think I've seen a couple of comics on Amazon. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can go about it, but I think me personally, I would just do those because I mean, having to fall under something else and then start fighting for IDs and stuff like that can happen before I think I wouldn't want
I think your internet is cracking up, David. All right. I think you're good now. Johnny, what are you thinking?
A lot of it is what we're already doing, you know, with Atrocity Press. We're going to be doing a lot of conventions. We're trying to get in the bookstores, the comic shops. We're hearing some of ours already locally. You make that joke about getting picked up by like another, and we did last year. You know, Antarctic Press picked up, you know, Mary Machine Gun. We were able to get 4
Right.
issues into preview, so that helped us quite a bit. You know, spreading the word out. And a lot of it is just, you know, we're already planning on hopefully at some point being in Diamond ourselves, and if not Lunar, you know, we're looking into Lunar too because that's the new kids on the block right now.
All right, cool. Now let me ask you a question about the deal you had with Ben. Not so much the deal, but do you?
I signed an NDA. I can't talk about it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
All right. Well, I was gonna say I wasn't gonna ask you about it anyway. No, I was gonna ask you. Do you think going through Antarctic has helped your campaigns?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the one thing is, you know, everybody knew us through Kickstarter, and you know, for us doing podcasts and for us doing radio shows, and that did give us a platform to go, you know, national. You know, we were in every previews all over, so you know, all over the U.S. So I really like that aspect of it. For us, we're just now kicking off our first real kicks next Mary since that happened. So once this ends, we'll find out where we're at.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Now real quick before I go to Mike, C, how you doing? Welcome. You're a little
Can
late.
you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
No, man, this is fashionably late. This is what you do when you want to be popular.
Dirty bitch.
See,
Anyway,
I don't appreciate this guy showing up my time right here, bro. You know what I mean? I don't like that. And drinking tea too? Some motherfucker.
But you talking about this is coffee. I gotta stay awake somehow.
Coffee? God damn, brother.
C, introduce yourself real quick, please.
All right, I'm C. Michael Lanning, independent artist, also host on Artstyle Comic Coffee and the upcoming Sketchy Saturday on IndyComicsNetwork.com and other things. And I fuck around here too sometimes. So.
This is true. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm part of that network too. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. We are so humbled by you mentioning that, JD.
Yeah, I know. I always forget. I'm sorry. So, Mike, what are your thoughts on the question?
If crowdfunding ended, I would probably before I this is like my first crowdfunding thing, and before then I just used like the Amazon, and that's about it. And just using like Instagram and social media to advertise it.
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, fair enough. Jay, you might want to repeat the question for C.
Wait, we're already on Jay's question? Damn.
Yeah, we're already my question, brother. Shit. And if I was paying attention, I would have taken the mute button off. But the question is, if crowdfunding ended today, right? Any platform just went belly up. How would you be? How would you get your book out there to the masses?
Oh, there's a ton of free webtoons, Tapas. There's a new one, Tumix. There's a whole bunch of different ways to get it out there.
Global?
Yeah, you could use Global, but Global's a paying service, so it'd be kind of hard to get people convinced to go pay for a service. It's hard enough to convince them to buy a book. So, I mean,
fair enough. All right.
Facebook. I mean, just there's ways to get it out there.
Right.
Yeah, C's an artist, so he can just produce his own book. He doesn't have to worry about bills or anything, paying somebody, So he can just do his own.
Hey, look, I invest time. So.
All right. For my son, I think Jay, I'd have to go back to your favorite. Before there was crowdfunding, Daphne and I would go to a lot of conventions,
Right.
and we would do the circuit. And I've told you before in the past. I mean, Daphne and I, there were points we were doing 3 conventions a month. Anywhere from 2 to 3 conventions a month, every month, and we did that for about 3 or 4 years running. To the point where now, where I can do Kickstarters, I can do various campaigns. I'd rather just do that because I'm tired of being the road warrior.
I like being a road warrior. I shine at conventions.
But that's because you're doing it twice a year, or 3 times a year, or 4 times a year.
I want to do more.
If you did it 40 times a year, trust me, you'd be up to here.
Has anybody? I don't have the time to do it. I wish I did.
Right, but I'm just saying, if you did,
has there been anybody out there who's done the complete 52 weeks out of the year?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I think even like I got a friend Brian Kong, like he does a lot of shows.
Brian's a good dude, man.
Yeah, Brian Rex, but I don't even think he does every weekend. But he's doing like 40 weekends out of the year.
Yeah,
at least, because that's how he makes that's his bread and butter.
We're pretty selective with how we do shows, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
We're pretty selective with it. Because again, like you said, we'll have it's not so much having the money, it's the time, right? So we got so much time to produce the stuff, and then you got to do convention and whatnot. So we try to get as much bang for our buck as we can, number one. And then like Mr. Lanning was saying, we also try to do a lot of web stuff. We own Comic Fury. We got stuff on Webtoon, stuff like that. And we also pretty cool with our local LCSs too. So we get a lot of stuff in the local LCSs. So that's pretty much in terms of how we would distribute it. Otherwise, if the crowdfunding went belly up, that's pretty much how we probably do it too. So
right, yeah. So I would go back to just doing a bunch of shows, but I'd also go back to the direct market. So those would be the 2 things I would definitely. I'm going back to the direct market. That's happening, but that's later. Mr. J, answer your own question.
Yeah, I'm fucked. No, it's running to conventions, doing things that would lead people back down the funnel to getting them to buy stuff from my website directly. Right? That's where we earn the most margin on our products. The conventions, just like what retail is becoming for local for independent comic books, is just another way to get eyes on your book, right? And to introduce people to your books, to try to get them to come back down to buy the stuff when it's initially released, whether it's on your website, whether it's on Webtoons or a crowdfunding platform. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'd love to say I want to be in the shops, but Johnny, shops aren't the independent books are not what keep the shops lights on. No. So many shops don't even look at indie books. Going back to when Dinesh was running Valiant, right? I remember him saying that 80% of the revenue Valiant generated came from 18% of the direct market. That's harsh, right? Yep. Because even when Valiant came back out, they were a top 10 publisher, right? I mean, they were riding the initial wave of Valiant. But it all comes down to how can we make ourselves a draw, right? How do we sell tickets to the show that we're writing, of which the show is our book? How would he do that? Eric July.
You got to get a career over Marvel and write the X-Men for 10 years, and then that usually helps.
Look at that guy, right? Love him or hate him, right?
Oh, Eric July.
Yeah, love him or hate him, the guy went right to PayPal and raised $3 million on the on the heels of his first book, but because of all the other stuff he did, getting his name out there.
Yeah, but he's an influencer. Like, he's a YouTube influencer. And I mean, look,
Right.
I'm not hating on the guy,
Right.
but it's like, is it really comics? You understand? I know he's a fan, but he hasn't really. I mean, we've all heard varying degrees of reports of his books, of the quality of them. I got the first issue of Isom. I haven't read it yet, so I don't know yet. But I've heard mixed reviews.
The same thing can be said about any one of our books, right?
Yours specifically, but I can't speak for mine.
But the thing is, look, I'm not even trying to hate either on my, but my thing is this, right? I'll be honest to you. One of the things about the whole Air July thing is that I only have his word for it. I ain't seen no numbers. I don't know what he's doing.
Okay.
And because he's an influencer, like JD said, right? Because he's an influencer, like JD said, he can tell me the moon's made green cheese. How do I have to? How can I prove that? What do I have against that?
Right. Good call.
Well, the way I look at Air July is kind of like a low-key Keanu Reeves, right? Keanu Reeves isn't trying to be part of comics, but he used his name to make a comic. That's about how I look at the Air July stuff. He didn't get popular. He didn't. Well, I mean, he didn't get popular or famous to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's why Eric July didn't get his influence and his audience to do comics. That wasn't the case. He just had that audience there and decided to make a comic to make money off of it.
So but when it comes to Keanu Reeves, did he come up with the concept, or did somebody at Boom come up with the concept and look for a celeb to attach, the George Foreman grill?
That might be true. Well, that's true too. It's either Keanu Reeves or it's, I don't know if you remember, like the Alley Cat comic book that came out in the late '90s, which had that model and everything.
Yes. It was all because of the failed Dazzler experiment. There was supposed to be a legitimate singer attached to the Dazzler book, and then when she backed out because she didn't like the contract or whatever the case was, they decided to go another route, and we got the Alley Cat. I
don't know if you guys remember the woman from Living Single, from that show Living Single.
Which one?
Her and her husband, the one who played Maxine, the lawyer.
Yes.
Her and her husband,
yes. Tony Perrier's wife.
Through Dark Horse, and then who else was there? Oh, there was what was her last name? The Dawson, the woman who plays Ahsoka.
Rosario Dawson.
Dawson. Yeah, she put
my other wife that my wife doesn't know about.
Oh yeah, they're gonna get you in trouble right there. But I'm not gonna tell.
You're gonna get murdered, bro. Don't do it.
So Rosario Dawson, she put out a comic, I think, through Dark Horse too, right? Or was it Image? I think it was Image.
I don't know.
Dark Horse, one of the two.
I don't know. I know she's isn't she cousins with Rosario's favorite person from Patriotica? Not Patriotica, no. Boriqueña. Yeah, there you go.
We never get anybody no trouble in here.
Touchy subject. But yes, look, if you're a celeb name, I mean, not just those guys. Look at the 90s, right? How many times did we have a wrestler come out with a comic book that went one or two issues, right? With Image or Boom. Not Image.
You're being watched. You're being watched. That's all I'm saying.
Shit. I didn't say nothing.
I remember there was a whole series of Undertaker back in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, the Ultimate Warrior. Remember that? He did his book?
They all were going for the Spawn look, like they go to hell to fight demons.
Right.
I will hand it.
That's true.
I will hand it to Kiss though. They did it, but they did it with quality and style. That Angel Medina comic,
and Undertaker as well. Undertaker as well. They all looked like they had the similar artwork to Spawn. They were all going for that art style and those colors. There were
look at right now. All right, going again to the Boom. The girl from the lady from the Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Right, her book is doing gangbusters. Right,
I didn't know she had a book.
Yeah, Johnny, has that book hit your shelves yet or no?
I don't think so.
Okay, is she writing it or
but she's writing a Power Rangers book, or she's writing a book?
Yes, she's writing a Power Rangers book, depending on the color that she had. Right, the pink girl.
Yeah, she was the Pink Ranger, wasn't she?
The Pink
I thought
Ranger.
that just elicited. If I recall, it just elicited.
It just said, okay.
I mean,
Okay.
back when they did the obvious color coding, yes, the pink was the girl.
Yes. All right. C, since you got in, so what's your question?
See, look. How can I know what the question is, but I'm trying to think of how to phrase it. I saw this question. This is actually somebody else's question, but how can I put it? Okay, say you hire an artist or a writer, depending on where you're at, and unknown at the time. So you basically given them their start. Do you expect that if they end up gaining a following and they become a bigger artist, for them to keep the same prices for you as they had initially? Or should they not go up for you but charge everybody else a larger price?
A
Or
premium?
should they keep? Yeah, I mean, say if you're paying $15 a page and their page went up to $80 now because of how good they are, should they still keep you at $15? I saw some people kind of upset that, hey, I gave you your start, you didn't give me the pages at the regular rate. So
Mr. Lanning, I'm going through that right now. Right?
Uh-oh.
And the thing is, I value the woman's work so much to where I pay her rate. I paid a lesser rate before, but I pay her rate now because I value, the work we did together. That helped launch me off as much as helped launch her off. So, I pay the rate she's looking for. That's what I do.
right.
All right, that's fair. Well, we were up to David, so let's go back to David. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you value their artwork, pay what they want. I mean, unless, of course, like I have 2 artists that I work with that we have a set rate, kind of like an understanding, and it's set at a certain price. And I mean, as long as I keep giving them work, it'll stay that way. So, that's totally different. But yeah, I mean, if they're that good, I've actually run into a couple of people recently that I helped out a little bit, and as soon as I started posting some of their covers, he started getting work from other people, and he was asking me, "Hey, how much should I charge?" I go, "Charge them more if you want." I go, "It's totally up to you. If people value your work, just depends on what you want to charge." He's like, "Well, I'm barely getting started, so I'm gonna keep it at what I'm charging you." I was like, "Hey, that's totally up to you." No.
Mhm. Yeah, that's fair. Johnny, what are your thoughts?
See, for me, for Atrocity Press, so some of the guys that we have doing our books, they started out, we got them out of art school, and we were paying for some of their art classes. So, I mean, some of the guys we got, I mean, they're fresh, and we gave them that shot. And so for me, I think if you're going to raise your prices, yeah, absolutely. You should raise it because you're getting better. But then again, it's that point of that loyalty. There should be some loyalty there because, like, for us, and we're in a really unique position, Max and I, where, we've been really going strong for 2 years. And I think this newest Kickstarter is our 13th book in 2 years. And I think we're scheduled for about 6 to 8 that we're going to be launching by the end of the year. So, we're putting out a lot of books. So it's one of those also, it's like, okay, we may, once you get better, yeah, we got to give you a little bit of a raise, but we should probably still get some kind of a discount, because we did help you get to where you were. We did mentor you. And there's also something to be said, like for our situation where it's not like, hey, do my book and then I'll call you back in a year. We're moving them to the next book as soon as they're done. So it's also that point of always having that, we have that constant kind of flow of work always coming in.
Steady work, yeah.
Which, like I said, we're blessed with that. We're in a unique position that we're at, Mary Machine Guns on issue 5, Human Hunters issue 5's coming out next month. We got Ninja Bimbos 4 coming out, and we got 3 new IPs we're going to be launching this year on top of that. So we're in a unique position to have that much that quick.
Right.
And I feel blessed for it. That's something I never will take for granted. It's really, every day when me and Max get down and we start to write books and we start to get Kickstarters, it's feeling blessed that, man, this is where we're at. But it's a lot of work. You can't ever slow down.
Yep.
So that's going back to that question. To me, I think it's one of those, there should be some loyalty when you're in it together versus a hired gun.
Okay. That's cool. Mike, what are your thoughts?
It's a very strange question because I've never hired an artist before. I've gotten like some commissions for covers, but mainly I do like 100% of my own stuff.
Oh, nice.
Whenever I try to get a commission, my art style is such a weird, like Charlie Brown on ketamine style. It's very difficult to explain to them, like, I want you to make this look like you did it, and then they just try to make it look like I did it, and it just comes out looking weird, and then I just end up doing it anyway. But I have recently found some really good artists that are really good at that with the company I work for now.
All right. Cool. Guido, what are you thinking?
Well, if an artist gets to charge more but still gives you a friend discount, then that's always welcome, or a loyalty discount. However, that's always welcome, of course. I guess bottom line, you can never, I mean, force them on anything unless, of course, you have a signed agreement that says you will charge me this for, I don't know, issues 1 to 4, and that's it. Then you got the artist by the nuts or ovaries, depending on how he or she identifies, let's say. So considering that they can of course raise the prices, and if you don't have a signed agreement and they say, hey, look, I'm charging this either because now I'm working for Marvel, or now I got an agent and he set this pricing so he can get a commission. I can't do any more freelance without my agent. Okay, then you yourself just have to make a choice whether or not you can afford to keep him or her on board, and whether or not the new price is right, and how it affects the development of your book. I've had multiple cases so far with Knights. I've produced so far 5 issues, and luckily I've managed to keep the same artist who did at some point raise his price, but nothing out of the ordinary. Actually, we started when he was just starting, so eventually, yes, he started charging a bit more, and it was okay. I accepted it. Then similar case happened with colorists, and in other books that I've written that I do not own, but I do the script or the letters. Similar situations have shown up, and in some cases the artist just leaves because in cases that they got work for Marvel or DC, no, sorry, both cases were for Marvel, and they just hold them so tight with their deadlines and revisions and tight scheduling that they just either they take a long time to deliver a single page, or they just can't keep it up anymore. So it happens. uh, I guess my advice in those cases is just find someone that that you both believe is going to have a similar art style, and that it will be a good fit for the book, that more or less that the transition from one to the other won't be a great shock to the reader. Because yes, that could cost you audience.
Okay, that's fair. Mr. Rosario.
Yeah. Terms and conditions change with every new contract or booking, right? If I booked you to do X amount of pages at this price, okay, cool. When I book you again, things could have changed and you could have went up, and that's understandable, right? I think the loyalty comes in with the working relationship that you have with somebody. Okay, I've worked with somebody this much time, I'm willing to always hold a spot open for them. I'm willing to always do work with them in a pinch. If they need some work at the moment. But it'll always come down to, hey, I've got X amount of dollars for X amount of pages to be done. Can you do it if you're available? If not, cool. If so, let's rock and roll, right? And no hard feelings. If they choose not to, that's that's business, right? This is the free market. You have every opportunity to go out there and look for something else at a better price. No reason to stop you from doing that at all. What would piss me off, and what has pissed me off, is when somebody refuses to work for the price that they set and then take a lesser booking with the next project from somebody that I know. That's kind of fucked up. Calderon, that happened with us, and I'm not working with that dude anymore. That's messed up. And then another one is somebody took a booking and then got work on a Star Trek book. And I fell to the wayside. And when that person came back from doing the Star Trek book, they tried to charge me the prices they were getting charged for the Star Trek book. And I'm like, no, we can't do that, man. You didn't finish the previous agreement to begin with. So that person got pissed, finished the book, but it took them over a year to finish the book. And I won't work with that person anymore. You know what I mean? I'm an easygoing guy, man. Just if you didn't like the terms of the agreement, you could say no. I'm not going to get pissed off, right? That's where the negotiation comes in. But loyalty is, for me, you know what? You'll always have a home here, and if I got a spot for you, then we'll rock and roll. If not, cool, no hard feelings. You still have a home for yourself here in the future.
It's funny.
Each your new price. Excuse me.
Right. It's something funny because I don't know if you guys remember this. Liefeld kind of spoke to this not too long ago, and again, I'm no huge Liefeld fan, obviously, but the thing is, he spoke to a lot of these younger guys, especially people starting in the industry, how they're charging, just how they're charging these rates, right? And the thing was, if again, not dating myself, I remember back when we were in the 90s or whatever, you had a kind of clear understanding of what the pricing was, right? Mm-hmm. So we knew that if you brand new into the industry, then this is what you're going to kind of charge. And if you got this much experience in the industry, this is what you're going to kind of charge. And, that seemed like that's gone to the wayside, man. It seemed like,
not just that, Mark. You got to earn your bones first, too. You know what I mean? Don't come in here expecting to charge premium when you haven't done X, Y, or Z yet.
Right, exactly.
You got to work yourself up to that point, right? Exactly. What is it? People took that phrase, if you're good at something, never do it for free, to the extreme level. Right. You gotta cut your teeth first before you can start to find out where you stand on that.
I've had people.
I will say this though, right? People get confused because in big business today, let me put this out there. If you're a pharmacist and you're working for CVS, they'll pay for a portion of your schooling. Right. But you got to do a certain amount of work with CVS contractually. You can't just get your degree and then leave right off the bat. You got to pay those years back. Okay? Let me throw this other bit out there. All right. For those of you out there who will say, "Oh, if you're good at something, never do it for free." Doctors have to pay for their internships, right? So they got to work 6-month cycles at certain hospitals out of their own pocket. All right. They're not just doing it for free. They're paying to get that fucking experience. All right. So, there's a big disconnect in the creative mindset over, I know how to put this together. I get this much money. But again, if you haven't cut your teeth, you gotta slow down a minute, man.
Right. Exactly.
All right. Well, to answer the question for myself,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too, man.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I've been working with one of my artists for about 12, maybe 14 years now. So you know, we've gone through this we've had this conversation a number of times. You know, I said, oh, you know, you're paying me this, I want this. And then there's a little bit of negotiation depending on what my artist is asking for. But here's the thing though. The work they get from me is consistent. Like every week, I want 2 pages, and that's it. Whatever you do with the rest of your time or whatever, you go do whatever you're gonna do. Every week you deliver 2 pages. That's the deal, and I'll pay you. And this person I've worked with so long, I just pay them in advance for like 10 pages at a time, and they always deliver. You understand? Like I said, we have hundreds and at this point thousands of pages behind us. You understand? So there's a serious working relationship here. So it's like, you know, if they asked me for X or Y, and as long as it's reasonable, it's not a problem. So yeah, so I mean, I don't have a problem with that. You know, if the rate went from what I'm paying that person now to 10x, you know, honestly, I just couldn't afford it, right? So that's a whole nother situation. I just couldn't afford it. I'd be like, can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Good luck with that other job that's paying you that. You understand? And hopefully it never goes away. You know?
Hey, but if you do come back down, you know, I'll be here waiting for you, right?
Exactly. I'll be here. Cash in hand, I will be here.
Right.
You know? So yeah. So C, answer your own question.
No, I think well, what's interesting, like for Johnny, now that's a whole different situation too. It's kind of like the CBS thing, right? I mean, you guys are really investing in the artists, so that's all something new, right? So, yeah,
because with some of the artists, you know, they'd have problems like with anatomy or something, you know, and we're like, hey, go take a class, and we'll go ahead and we'll pay them for that. You know, Max started that originally, you know, when he first started with Atrocity Press. So it's one of those things where it is a different kind of animal.
Right. No. So that's kind of a different thing altogether. I think
But we've been bit. We've lost artists to that. We've had artists that left, and ironically, we've had them leave and be like, hey, you know, I'm going to go do this big project, and then they come, but they always come back. You know, because they see, oh, you guys are doing a whole bunch of Kickstarters, yeah? Mm-hmm. Hey, can we come back? Probably not. You know, we got other people that kind of slid in there. You know, right. and that's what happens too in the business. You never know who's going to slide into that slot.
Next man up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But there is a sense of loyalty. I've got one book that I'll probably is my pricing from a couple of years ago. I'll still keep it at that for that person. For certain reasons or whatever the case is. But if it's a different book later on down the road than some that I did for somebody else, then I probably give you the prices that I have today. I think it's naive to expect that in a market, any market, a capitalist market especially, for the prices to stay the same over the years is kind of as a naive sense. And just because you were the first person to hire them to do a cover or do a couple of sequentials, and then expect them to have some type of loyalty for that. It was a strictly, you know, work, you know, payment system there. So Walmart, I've been buying toilet paper from you for 15 years, and now you went up $2. You should show some loyalty to me when I was paying. You know, it doesn't work that way.
Right. Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody here has worked some kind of corporate job, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
At some point or another in their career, right? No. Right. So, you know, when you get your appraisal at one time a year, right, there you go, and they're looking at you, they're like, yeah, we're gonna give you this fat 3% raise, right?
Wow.
You know, you're sitting there going,
you forgot the 0.3% raise.
Right.
Depending,
It's more than
if they really don't like you, sure. You know, I'm sure Jay gets that one all the time. But yes, I mean, you know, when you're going from, you know, because I've encountered, whereas like, you know, I've encountered one person where they asked me for like 3 times what I normally pay, and I'm like, you know, you're losing your mind. I'm like, you know, I can't go to my boss and say, listen, I want a 300% pay raise.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It was like, you know, I just can't do it. You know, I mean, who in their right mind has that sort of thing, you know, worked out in their heads? But, you know, it happens. I negotiated, you know, we got it down to a livable level.
Well, there's certain things I'll let slide, especially if you pay ahead of time. if you pay up front, you know, whatever character designs or whatever the case is that need to come up that you didn't pay before, I'll let slide or whatever the case is, you know, because you're paying up front. You're taking a big risk, paying me a lump sum of money, trusting me to produce for you. You know, that's a big risk on your part. And if you get a discount for it, I think you deserve that discount. I really do. You know,
I mean, look, when I was a kid and I was first starting out, right, in the early 90s, some of the guys I worked with, Daphne and some of the other guys, I would buy How to Draw the Marvel Way. I would buy 3 or 4 of them and pass them out to the guys. Bridgman's Anatomy, pass them out to all the guys.
Yeah.
You know, so on and so forth, and just, you know, give that type of workshop, right? And then look, boom, here, what do we got here? What do we got here? So, Mark, what are we looking at?
So basically, this is our this is our comics page over at Imaginos Workshop. We do we actually do 3 comics. 2 of them are on Comic Fury. That's Judah Fist, my comic, which I draw and write, and Jeff Lilly and our studio mate Katie Hodges, they do the extras. And we have another comic which is in actually we have another comic, 2 comics actually, which aren't fictive here. One of them is called Seas of Doubt. That's a manga. And then we have a manga anthology called Origami Super Punch. That isn't pictured here that we have out right now. So yeah, this is pretty much our offerings. You know, yeah, this is Judah Fist right here. That's page 27, I think. So yeah, this is pretty. Yeah, this is pretty much our offerings. You know, right now we're working on some other stuff right now. We got our anthology, Imaginos Plus #4 coming out too. So
cool. Now, are you planning on doing? Going through a Kickstarter or something like that?
So what I'm gonna do Kickstarter wise is that I'm for Judah Fist. I'm waiting till I get my 3 chapters done. I'm on chapter 2 right now, and then I'm gonna do a Kickstarter to color all of it.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Now, the chapters, are they just like standard comics, 24 to 32 pages, or are they like
about 24 to 32 pages? Yeah, between there. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Now, what type of what's your time period? Like, what's your time frame? Are you looking every 6 months?
I'm slow on Judah Fist right now because I'm trying to help all the rest of my guys get their stuff out. Because, like I said, I'm the art director for our manga dude. So, you know, I'm spending a lot of time doing that. But Judah Fist should actually be starting back up in earnest in the next month or so. And so the pages will be coming out a whole lot more frequently.
All right, cool. Now, where can anybody buy these? Like, do you have an
online
we got
shop? The first chapter out. We've just been selling them at cons for now. We're going to be uploading them probably to Comics Wellspring. They're doing their distribution now, so we're going to be uploading them to Comics Wellspring for people to go and buy from there.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Now, all right. As far as time frame, when do you expect your first Kickstarter to come out? Are you looking at later on this year?
I'm looking at probably November.
November. Okay. Cool. Nice. All right. Very good.
Thank you, man.
Looks awesome. I mean, listen, I'm looking forward to seeing it all together.
I know it's hard, like you said. I know this is a couple people, you know, we talk all the stuff we want to talk, but it's more so of a color medium. So people reading it, they liking it, but at the end of the day, you know, I know that's kind of a hindrance. So, you know.
No, man. I got a book that it is black and white. And just like you, when I put it into the trade, it'll be full color. You know, so don't, guys, not just Mark, everybody, don't try to downplay the fucking work and the effort you put into your book.
I have fun, right? So
yeah. Listen, look, I'm when I do Oswald, initially it's black and white, but I'm gonna eventually do it in color, but that's gonna be a whole nother Kickstarter.
Right.
You know, and then what I do is the black and white stuff is limited edition, so it's like limited to 250 copies. And I number them and then sign them. And this is this is limited. And then in the future, it'll be done in a different way. And that'll be a whole nother thing. So, you know, I think that's the best way to go about it. Because in that way, you know, as I like to say, you take more bites out of that apple because you need to get as much juice, as much as you can get out of that squeeze as you can.
We're indie. Every penny counts, man, with the indies.
Exactly. All
Plus, with
right.
that, it
So
can be collector's item in the future.
right,
Yeah.
and here's a future collector's item, Knight.
There we go.
Um,
All right.
Guido, do you
All
want me
right,
to
this
play
is
this
mine.
video?
It's yeah. If we got time, sure.
Play
Go
the
ahead.
video. He worked on that, bro.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah, give us the video.
It's okay. Okay, yeah.
So
All right.
Guido,
So
It's good
yeah.
stuff.
Thanks. Yeah. I tried to feed as much as possible from issue 5, and I googled epic royalty-free music, and that's what I got. So yeah, I think it works for the tone of the book. So well, going over this, basically this is the story of Knight. He is a hero, a character who isn't sure about his origins. He doesn't know why he is the way he is. So along the way, he finds himself in the middle of a battle against a reincarnated medieval sorcerer and his minions. Turns out he is part of an ancient prophecy, and their clash is destined to happen. So along the way, things happen, and well, it's basically a street level superhero story with fantasy elements, and I hope or I believe that a quite original set of characters and overall a unique assembly of characters, especially on the villain side. This is the new stuff that's coming in issue 5. New characters. Uh, Issues 1 to 4 are also available for those wanting to catch up, either as single issues or as a collected trade. Of course, the collected trade has extra goods such as cover gallery, special comments, pages that show the initial character design sketches by Mauricio Campetela, the series artist. And what else? Yes, a special commentary by me, where I basically use those 2 pages both as a catharsis, sort of, and tell you about the book, about the process behind it, and what are my wishes for the future. You got 3 covers to choose from. I gave them gimmicks, such as one cover gives you the heroes, the other gives you villains, the third gives you a battle scene, and basically you can combine them however you want. You want just issue 5, digital or physical, you got it. Physical, of course, you get 3 options. You want also every physical copy includes the digital copy as a bonus. You want issue 5, the trade, and the t-shirt, we got you covered as well. If you buy the t-shirt, we literally got you covered, at least from the waist up. Then you want, I don't know, you're a collector, you want all 3 covers, the trade, 1 t-shirt, yeah, there's also a tier for you. You want all 3, you want 2 covers, the trade, and the 4 single issues, and 4 t-shirts. Sure, you may have to add the second cover as an add-on, but there's also a tier from where you can start working on. So yeah, basically we made it so that if anyone wants anything, either digital or physical, they can order. They can place an order. Even if you want just a t-shirt, sure, just $1 and add on a t-shirt. There's there's my ugly mug. Yes. If you go up a bit, you're going too fast now. There's reviews in case you don't know what you're getting into. There's reviews classified as non-spoiler and reviews with spoilers in case you want. You can also visit the previous Kickstarters pages, so you can see an idea of other of the previews that we offered before. That's me, okay, just chilling. That's Mauricio, main series artist. And this is Phil Russert. Some of you may know him. He runs Fieldball Publishing. He's also the writer and creator of Tragedy, also a great book. And he's helping me out with publishing and distribution. Well, we're halfway through our goal. We just launched 6 or 7 days. Yeah, I think 5 days ago or 6. So we're looking to also get the word out. See who else wants to jump in on board. I guess that's it. Now I'm open for Q&A.
All right, cool. So I mean, all right, it looks like, what is it? You got 24 more days to go. You're right, you're almost halfway there. Cool.
Yeah.
So I don't think you're gonna have a problem making it. This is your 5th issue. How many issues do you see in this arc?
I'm going to do 3 acts of 4 issues each. At least that's the story I want to tell. Suppose if the book suddenly picks up a lot of interest, if it's successful, then yeah, I wouldn't mind.
So number 5 is a jumping on point.
Yes, of course, it's a jumping on point, and you can also order the trade if you want the collected. I always prefer trades if you want the collected edition, and you can jump on. Also, there is of course a previously on Night page that's pretty robust. I think it contains all the necessary information. Plus, the first pages, of course, carry a bit of exposition to get everyone up to speed. And well, what else? Yes. So I was thinking 12 issues. The story I want to tell, at least Knight's big battle with his enemy, Knight's secret origin story fully revealed, and after that, who knows? Depending on the success this has, yeah, I can even expand on a universe, set out spin-offs, whatever. Who knows? Sky's the limit, right?
All right, cool. I mean, it looks really good, man. I mean,
Yeah. If you want to just I wanted to mention the art teams for the covers. I don't want to leave that out. So the covers are this one is by the main artist Mauricio Campetela and Nestor Redula Jr. He's also the main colorist on the book. Second cover is by Diego Japur. He's working, I believe, for Dark Horse lately. He also did the graphic novel for Pantera, the heavy metal band.
Oh,
And the last one, the battle scene, is by Gaurav Srivastava and Edgar Tavitas. Edgar Tavitas will also be providing colors. And yeah, I guess that's yes. There's also a bonus story. This book will contain 22 pages of the main story and a 6-page bonus story dealing with the origin of Whisper. Whisper is the leading lady, let's say, the main female protagonist and love interest of Night. That lady over there. So yeah, there they are having a friendly sparring session, and yeah, I guess that's it. That's it on my side. Thank you for having me and for showing this.
Yeah, man. No, it looks really good,
I'm
man.
going
I mean,
to,
looks
real good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Are you another 24 days?
Yes,
I'm sorry,
we still
man. Go
got
ahead.
time. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to just paste the link again. I see a lot of comments in the chat, so
yeah.
I'm just going to paste the link again here. And if anyone wants to check it out, do research, please be my guest. Or you can reach out to me. I'm on Twitter, well, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Facebook as well.
Gotcha. Well, like I usually say this at the end of the show, but all the links are in the show notes.
Oh,
so,
okay,
so I put everything in there. All right, here we go. And now,
what's up? What do we got next?
We got a serum, is what we got.
A serum.
There you go. Looking nice. So, David, what do we got here, bro?
So, Serum is a prequel, actually. About 10 years ago, I wrote a story called The Cursed and the Damned, and it's werewolves versus zombie story. And this is the prequel to it. It's pretty much the first 20 pages of the, I would say, graphic novel of the story. And that right there is the main character. Her name is Ava Berlioz, and she's a geneticist. So they end up bringing her in to, try and do like a super serum type of thing. And she ends up coming up with a serum that instead of, helping, it kills the it kills the people they give them the medication to. And I don't want to give too much away, but it's a fictional historical story where pretty much I added whatever I wanted to. Not everything is, of course, based on facts, but I just twisted a little things around here and there. But yeah, I mean, the whole story put together is werewolves versus zombies story. The werewolves, some of them are tired of being werewolves and they want a cure, and they come up with a cure, which is the serum, and it ends up backfiring on them. And this is pretty much the start to all that. So, yeah, that's pretty much in a nutshell. That's what it is.
Gotcha. All right, cool. I mean, I love the artwork. So this is a one shot. That's just a prequel.
Yeah, it's a one shot, and I think on the add-ons we do have a couple of pictures of the original story, which is the Cursed and the Damned #1. But yeah, it's a prequel to it.
Gotcha. And the prequel's a trade paperback.
No, this one will be. This is a floppy. This will be a floppy. I think it's gonna end up coming out to about 24 pages, and it's a preview of the graphic novel.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Now I saw you got Fabio Simeon doing the interiors. Was
Yeah.
he the artist on the original as well, or was that another person?
No, yeah, it was another person. And things. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It was 10, 12 years ago. I don't remember exactly what happened, and I've kind of reached out a couple of times to see if he'd like to continue it, but I think I'm gonna have to get another artist because I haven't gotten a reply back. But yeah, but no, Fabio actually said that he loved working on it, and I mean, who knows? Maybe if he's available, because I know he's booked up till next year. He said
You
he'd
said
be
Fabio
more than.
Simeon?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Fabio?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fabio did the interior.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's busy.
He does a
Yes.
lot. He does like every cover for us. That's why I was mentioning that. Yeah, he's super busy right now.
Yeah, so he's interested in working on 2 other books that I have, but because of his schedule, we might end up having to book those like a year in advance. So, but we're gonna be talking about that kind of stuff later. Obviously, this book, we did the Kickstarter, and so far, obviously, we're doing actually better than my other 2 Kickstarters, and I'm hoping that this leads to more. So with this, we might be able to do the continuation, which would be the Kristen Dam 2. So we could continue telling that story because it all like you. How can I put it? The reason I released the story is because if you read the other story, you have questions, and this book right here answers a lot of them. So it answers a lot of them without telling you too much. Also, so that's what I kind of liked about the storytelling on it.
Yeah, man, it looks good.
Yeah, it's really
thank
good,
you.
man. I mean, you're almost 18 grand. You got 209 bags. You got 7 days. You got this one smashed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got another cover coming in from Fabio. It's getting colored right now, and we'll probably be doing another Shikari box set the last 5 days, just to see if it can push us over the 20K.
Yeah, man, good luck, man.
Yeah, man, it looks great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
The art looks great. The colors look
Yeah.
great as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Great. Yeah.
Cool. Now, even though he's not here, we got his better half, right, Johnny?
Yeah, and I'm not gonna say that on the recorded line.
So you guys are smashing it too, though, man. You guys are doing great.
Yeah, man, good shit.
Yeah,
So-
speaking of Fabio, there you go. That's his cover he did for us.
Nice.
Now this is basically issue 5. It's a new kind of story arc, but of course it's an ongoing story with Mary Machine Gun. And we got our interior art for all our Mary books. Of course, we got Fern Cord, who does all the colors, all the artwork. We have SK. He does all our lettering for every book we do. Love working with that guy.
Yeah, SK is cool people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved SK. Me and Max joke around. I'm like, I don't even know if we ever need to look up another letter as long as he stays in the business. This is kind of a new story arc for us. We're calling it Dark America. For those who have read the original Mary, she saved some nuns who were being tortured by the church. And one of the nuns here has now decided she's kind of the vengeance of God. So, and this is Dark America. That's our first cover. That's Fern's cover. The one thing we always do is whoever does the interior art, we always have them do our cover A. That way you know what you're getting. Just something that's been a pet peeve of Max's and I forever. There's Mariah Benz, good old Ed Ben's sister. She always does our cover bees.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. So his sister is in the game as well. That's funny.
Oh yeah, she's been doing work for us since day one. She's wonderful. He has a brother, Fred, that does work for us every now and then. He'll throw a cover our way.
Yeah, the
So
beans
there's
are
actually
trying to
3 of
become sort of they're trying to become sort of like the Cuberts.
Kind of, yeah.
What was
The Brazilian?
yeah, the Brazilian Cuberts, yeah.
Yeah, but no, Mariah, she always does our cover bees, and she's great to work with. She always hits it out of the park.
Actually, there's like a whole art school that imitates the Ed Beans' art style.
That's where we get a lot of because we
can find
some of most of our artists are from that school, actually.
Yeah.
There's Jason Doobie. He did a cover for us there as well.
Nice.
Good old Greg Bow.
Cool.
Of course, we got our non-safe for work covers. We always have 2 of those for our tiers.
Nice.
For our tiers, every time you hit that mark, we add a print. So whoever orders a non-safe for work at this point will get all 4 prints.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
These are kind of the succubus from the story arc. Of course, we do our combo packs. Fabio, our Greg Bow, and then just non-safe for work combo. We also offer all the covers if you want them, or if you want a non-safe for work, a whole pack. We have a lot of add-ons. We have over 100 add-ons for our tiers, for our Kickstarter right now.
Wow.
The main thing is we have the full Mary catch-up. We have our full Human Hunters catch-up, our Ninja Bimbos catch-up out there. You can even get the full Atrocity Press of all the books we've got so far.
Cool.
We do our own calendar every year, so that's always something you can add on. There's our stretch goals. We're right now currently at most, I think we got almost all the cards. Well, at least the first 4 cards.
Nice.
Then we have a bookmark, and we offer a sticker. It can get a little bit higher. We get a poker chip.
Nice. That's cool.
No products use any AI. And the one thing we do pride ourselves on, just for the way we work it, everything is done. We do not start a Kickstarter until the book is done. So kind of our process is once our Kickstarter completes, we always have that, we all have that 14-day grace period till we get the cash. And then we use Comic Wellspring. We order our comics, and that way we can turn them around real quick.
Cool. Very nice.
Usually we can get our books done, usually packaged in about 1 to 2 days tops.
Nice. So, you said you're doing about 8 more books this year?
Right now we have Mary Michigan Dark America. Next month we will be doing one called Love and Madness. It's actually going to be the first one that, in this phase of our company that Max and I are not writing. Fern Cord and his wife, who she does a lot, are flats. They actually wrote a story called Love and Madness, and that'll be one that we translated, but they actually wrote it and they created it. After that, we have Human Hunters 5, which is the end of our story arc for Human Hunters. The month after that, we're going to be launching a book. It's kind of a time. We got 2 different ones. We were working on our 4th issue of Ninja Bimbos versus Zombies from Deep Space. And then we have a new product that Max came up with, Lady Blasphemy. So that'll be a 3-issue book. And towards the end of the year, depending on the scheduling, we have a book called Native that I came up with. That Fabio is actually going to be doing the interior work for us. And it's about a Native American immortal. Lady Blasphemy is kind of what it is. It's kind of, we got a lady trying to become the whore of Babylon, and she's going to take out whoever she has to get there. It is going to be our first
Did you say the
100%
horror or the whore of Babylon?
The whore of Babylon. So she's going to get. So it's a very religious, anti-religious book in a way.
Okay.
She's going through angels. It's really dark. It's real dark. I mean, you got the name blasphemy. You know, you can't put puppies and kittens in it. So
Yeah,
I mean, if
from the description where you say she wants to become a whore and she is going to take out I was like, shouldn't she be taking in?
right, no, right. But it's basically she's trying to usher in the Antichrist and then the devil and doing what she can. So it is going to be our first adult book, and then after that will be sometime at the end of the year we'll be doing Native, and we'll probably be in Mary Machine Gun, Dark America issue 7. Vern's already started working on that, so we'll have at least 2 to 3 more issues of that story arc this year.
Cool. Now, this arc, is it what, another 4 issues, or is it going to go longer?
It's already 4 issues. Yeah, this one is already done. We've already have it written. Lady Blasphemy is going to be a 3-issue arc that's already written.
Nice.
Human Hunters, we've already started working on we're already written issue 6 and 7. We're going to be doing 8 soon. We're usually, Max and I, we're way ahead on the writing. We're usually about at least 6 months to a year ahead on our writing.
Cool. Nice. Awesome. I mean, all right, cool. Well, you guys got what? Oh, you got 23 hours to go, so you're almost there. Okay.
Yep.
All right. You guys already smashed your goal, and you probably get up to 6K, maybe 6,200, something like that, the last day.
At this point, we'll take whatever we can get. So
Right.
I got you.
I think we're all like that. We just want to see how high it can go.
Yep. No, listen, man, it's awesome. You guys always killing it. So that's always good. Oh, look! Just at the last
There
minute,
he
look who showed up.
is.
Max.
At least I wasn't that late.
My partner in crime. He hands off the baton. I leave.
I know, right?
Can't be seen in the same room together.
No,
Exactly. All right. Hold on. All righty. Now we go into some apathy. Here we go.
Yeah.
Very
There we
nice. So do you want me to play the video on this? Mike?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, you can play it.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Hey,
What's up, Max?
can you hear me?
I don't remember my name anymore. Maybe I never had one. The one thing I'm sure of is that I am God. And tonight, I will be dead.
Good job, Mike.
Yeah, that was very last minute. Oh, thank you.
Listen, let me tell you something. That was brutal, right? You have a guy talking about the horror Babylon, and look, you outdid him. Bringing Antichrist, and no, here we go. Here we go. Nice, I like it. So, Mike, talk us through it, man. What are we looking at?
All right. The Apathetic Mouse Man was sort of like, well, originally I did this comic book called Rabbit Man. Kind of the same idea of a short little guy in an animal outfit. It was like kind of just like a really long comic strip. But the first 6 chapters was really like dark and gritty, and everyone loved it. And as it went on, it like kind of became less of what it was, and it like the story was too far along for me to really go back, so I just ended that series, and Mouse Man was going to be that return to form. but instead of like the story of like a post-apocalypse and stuff like that, it's about a guy who messes up his entire life, and it goes all the way back to when he was like in his 20s, all the way up to where he's like so fucked in the head he actually starts thinking he's God. It's kind of like Vertigo comics. Is what I was going for. Just like a really one-off like idea that the graphic novel for is actually already up. Like, because I've already done like 4 issues. Like, I had all 4 of them finished and out before the Kickstarter. This is more along the lines for lesser known comics. They're sort of like republishing all 4 issues. And so far it's actually been pretty good. Like, I've already made over what I initially asked for. Yeah.
So it's a 4-issue limited series, right?
Yeah.
This is the first time you're doing a Kickstarter. Okay, so you've already doubled your goal and then some. Still got 20. Well, you got 39 days, so you got a long time. So you can probably, triple that.
Oh yeah. I'm actually at the moment there's supposed to be 3 series. I don't know how much. This one is 4. It was the first one, and that one's done. And the next one is going to be the Immortal Mouse Man, which I'm probably going to release the first issue of that once this Kickstarter is over.
Nice. Cool. Now, what size is it being printed at? Is it like a standard comic book size, or are you doing a digest?
Oh, no. It's actually 8.5 by 11.
Or magazine size?
It's magazine size.
Gotcha.
Because I wanted to go like full like underground comics like Robert Crumb and stuff, because pretty much every other comic they released back then was magazine size.
Gotcha. I love this graphic. I love the fingers as teeth.
Yeah. I think right now the whole thing stands at about like 92 pages long. With a few extras. So the graphic novel itself is about 115 pages. Let me actually drop that to you real quick. Well, there you go. But yeah, lesser known comics has been a real big help with getting my stuff out there, because this is the first time I've ever been published or really done anything with my work other than just like doing it, putting it up, and just hoping people like it. Like, it's more like it's something that, yeah, I enjoy doing it, but for the longest time I've just sort of like, it's kind of like basket weaving to me. It's just something that I do. But after years of people saying like I should try for publishers and stuff like that, I finally broke down and did. And luckily it all worked out.
All right, cool. I mean, listen, it looks awesome. All right, let me do this. I'm gonna pull up your you did send me this, which is your Amazon page. So it's also available on Amazon. This is the trade, or is this digital or physical?
It's physical. It's a hardcover.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, came out about a week ago, but yeah, like it's already like out there for people to read. And the Kickstarter, like if you want to give to that, because there's a whole lot of like rewards on there, like from lesser known comics. Like I think the highest award, you get Mouse Man, you get the other comic I did, Rabbit Man Returns, all 6 issues of the original Rabbit Man series, plus I think about like 15 or 20 books from lesser known comics, all their black and white stuff, because the book is in black and white, like all of it, even the trade, because it was made to be in black and white. But the next one I might actually experiment with and do it in color, because I've never done a color book before.
All right, cool. Listen, man, it looks great. I mean, it looks awesome. Very cool.
Thank you.
So, Are they going to put it through? Is it going through previews, or is it just going to be like through Kickstarter, and they're going to start taking it to shows for you, that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's gonna start at the Kickstarter, and then it's gonna be available on like their web store. And sometime this year or into next, I'm gonna start like going to conventions and stuff. Because I've got 3 more issues to go through, getting that out and put on Kickstarter and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have like a massive catalog to take to shows just for myself.
All right, cool. Sounds good. Sounds good. I just want to flash this up real quick. This is my campaign. I don't like going over them too long. This is I got 50 backers. I've almost tripled the my backer number. I got another 14 days left. This is a short campaign, about 21 days. It's for a trade paperback, 140 pages. Has the original 4-issue limited series. It broke free and I couldn't read. Illustrated by Jade Gonzalez with a fantastic cover by Renyo Tillis. That's this thing here. And that's pretty much it. The first 45 backers get this coaster and this acrylic pin.
Cool.
So, go back it now. Thank you. Anyway, so that's enough of that. So, no. Oh, I guess it's my turn. I got to ask another damn question. All right. Here's a question for you guys.
Okay.
You got a question? Go ahead, see.
I do. I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's say everybody's.
Wait. I got a question. Nah, I'm fucking with you guys.
No, I figured I'm kind of on the hook for being late, so I figured.
What's the rules? Go ahead, let's hear it, baby.
Let me ask you a question. Everybody's looking for their audience. Are you going to be comfortable if you have a small audience?
Okay.
The audience, what you're gearing your book for, the audience you're looking for. If it's a small audience, are you going to be happy with that? Will you consider that a success?
I would.
Who said?
There you go.
Who said?
As long as you're breaking even, it's a success.
There you go. Johnny, what are your thoughts? You're muted. You're muted, Johnny.
Hit the wrong button. Sorry. No, I totally agree. For me, we're creating something that didn't exist before us, whether it's being writing, whether it's artwork. And we're creating something to put in the universe. As long as I could break even and stop having to put money into it and just that, I would be happy with that. Now, is the goal to, be rich and actually make a lot of money off it? Yeah, that'd be wonderful. But, just as long as that book is paid for, I'm good.
All right, cool. And Mike, you said you would be comfortable with it being a small audience?
Oh yeah, I would honestly prefer it that way. I would like to make a lot of money off of it, and I've actually gotten a bigger audience than I initially thought from Mouseman. It's the most successful thing I've done. But it's kind of like what Dave Sim said about Cerebus. It's kind of like selective fame, where you go to Comic-Con and you're like, oh, it's Mike Sears, but then you go across the street and no one knows who you are. Right. Just the idea of someone digging through my garbage and shit, I do not like that.
Nice. All right, that's cool. David, what are your thoughts on the question?
Yeah, I think breaking even is pretty much. I think I'd be happy with that. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever broken over 300 backers on a campaign yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think my first 2 were exactly 300, both of them, and then this one I don't think it's hit over that. So I mean, that's not a big number, but I mean,
All right, cool. Guido, what are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, of course, I would love a large audience, and I'm always trying to grow my audience. However, do I like having a small audience? Well, it's still an audience. It's people that like my stuff, that show up. Yeah, it's nice having a small audience. Having a big one would be nicer, of course. But yeah, I'm not going to be fully satisfied
but I am going to thank them constantly for being there, supporting my book, and well, for helping me to continue creating.
All right, cool. Mark, what are your thoughts?
It's funny, man. I look at the audience size kind of like old school hip hop. I don't know if you guys remember Public Enemy. Or nobody listened to Public Enemy at first, right? But they had their core fans who was down with Yo Bunk Rush the show, and those guys stuck around, and they really pushed Public Enemy, in terms of fan base. So for me, that's how I kind of look at it. I got my fans, and they're pretty consistent, and I'm shocked to see how much they kind of push my work. So I'm not, from that standpoint, I'm definitely okay with a smaller fan base.
All right, cool. Jay, what are your thoughts?
Fuck no.
I don't know why I wouldn't even bother asking him. I know what the answer to that is.
Current expenses, yeah, but is that what I'm doing this? No. I want to turn a buck. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say no, but then I also come from, one of my backgrounds is in retail. And it was ingrained in me very early on. Every year you want to have a 12 to 15% growth. Right? So if we're not growing, then we're not making moves, man. I can't that's the way I was taught from the beginning. So that's how I look at it.
All right, cool. See, the thing is when you say small, right, there's different types of small, right? So it depends where you're at. If you're a Kickstarter, 100, 200 backers, is that small? That's a reasonable amount of numbers. If you're looking through the direct market, a couple of thousand, right? So it depends where I'm at. I don't mind it, but I'm kind of sitting with Jay. I do want a bigger audience. I want, like I've said in the beginning, or I said it earlier, I want to sell as many books as I can sell. And the more I sell, the more often I sell them, the better. So, and it's like I said, I create the work for myself. I don't, you hear a lot of these people, they'll tell you, says, oh, find your market, find and create a story for that market. You're going to hear all that bullshit, right? That's hack shit, right? I consider those fucking people hacks. You understand? You make a book for a market, you're a fucking hack. Now, you might make $1 million fucking off of it. Good for you. You're still a hack. Okay? I don't give a fuck. You understand? There's a dude out there, he sold pet rocks during the 70s. They're still fucking rocks. I don't give a shit what you tell me. You made $1 million, still fucking rocks. Don't fucking care. You understand? If that's what you're in the business for, good for you. You can go into real estate and make even more money. That's what I would tell you. Go into real estate, make more money. Go into crypto, you make more money. I got a friend. He recently turned $20,000 into almost $200,000 in less than 4 months. Okay, doing crypto. So I mean, you can make a lot more money doing much easier work than this, right? If that's all you're concerned about. You want to make art, go do art, but do it and do the best you can. You understand? And try to get the biggest market you can. And I mean, listen, sometimes I get a little frustrated over it. It's just like, you're just like, oh, just do the best work you can do and enjoy the fuck out of it. Because that's what we're here for, to enjoy the damn books, make the best books you can make, and listen, just do your best, because that's what I'm trying to do. And if you're not trying to do at least that, you shouldn't even be bothering. And if anyone's listening to this, you're just trying to make money, I'm serious. There are other things that you could be doing that you can make a hell of a whole lot more money. That's less stressful, and that you can make. I can't even tell you. Like I said, I got my friend. He turned $20,000 into $200,000, and I'm looking at this guy. I'm like, what? And he did it in less than 6 months. And he's like, dude, he's determined to make $1 million in the next year. And by the way things are looking, he's probably going to do it. You understand? And this is just crypto trading. He's just sitting there daily, fuck around with numbers. Because he dreams in digits. And I gotta put some money in the account and just let him handle my money for me. Son of a bitch. Because he proved. Because I was like, no way you could do it. And son of a bitch proved me wrong. I was like, fuck. All right, you can't beat him. We gotta join him, right? So, So C, answer your own questions, sir.
If the audience, let's put it this way. First off, I agree with you completely. if I'm going to do something, it's going to be for me. But I also have to accept the fact that maybe the audience I'm aiming for is a small audience. But as long as I reach that audience, I'm fine. That's the case. Of course, you want to make money doing this. Of course, you want to make a living doing this. It's like nobody really plays football and not want to make a living doing that, right? It's not if it's something you love. And I'm not a sports person, so you'll have to correct me, JD, if I'm wrong, or Rosario rather. But I'd rather write something that I enjoy writing instead of writing or drawing something that I can't stand doing just because it has a big audience. It's not worth it. Why would I work the place I'm working at now is 20 years. I've been there for 20 years come April. Why would I go to do something that I love? Yeah, that's not whatever.
No,
I was only supposed to be there for 2 years.
Me too. I celebrate 20 years in January, brother,
Yeah,
and
see,
on
there
my
you
day
go.
job.
You
So
know
I
what
get it.
Well, you know where
I
I'm
fought
coming
it
from.
tooth and fucking nail, man.
And you work for the Postal Service, so what does that say?
Oh my God, bro!
I'm
You
not
don't
going to say
know.
congratulations. My sympathies. Sorry, my sympathies.
Bro. Oh my God, I sucked it the fuck up for 20 years, so I get it. I get it. I get it.
But if I'm going to do something, I don't want to be trapped in another 20 years just because I'm making money at it doing something that I don't like to do. That's just that's just what it comes down to.
Right.
All right.
If I'm going to be 20 years somewhere, but at least I'll be somewhere that I've already had 20 years experience.
All right. So look, let's do a nice question. What are you guys reading for pleasure currently? Any book, I don't care what it is. What are you guys reading for pleasure? What are you guys
Hustler.
enjoying at the moment?
Do they still make Hustler? Do they still make Hustler? Or no?
Well, I was asking reading, not looking.
I read. Dimensions,
You don't read.
sizes,
You don't read anything.
ways. Come on,
Mike.
Instructions.
Mike, what are you currently reading for pleasure, if anything?
There is a webtoon. It's called Zomcom. It's literally just like a comic strip, and it's got I think 200 issues, and I've been slowly reading them every night. That's about it.
Cool. David, what do you find yourself reading for pleasure these days?
I'm reading two things. Well, about to start a second one. I started reading that novel Shogun.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start reading this.
Oh,
it's good.
Book.
Yeah.
I haven't read it yet. I've had it for about a month, and I haven't had a chance to actually sit down and read it. I know it's gotten good reviews and stuff, and I've heard a lot of good things, but I haven't had a chance. Then, just real quick, this one.
Oh, nice.
And this one.
Nice.
So, yeah. So I'm a big Godzilla fan, so just never read those graphic novels, so I got them and gonna check those out. But that's pretty much what's on my reading list.
All right, cool. Well, I gotta ask now, Nita, what are you reading? What are you reading? Please just post it in the chat. I'll be more than happy to post it up. What are you reading currently? Okay, cool. Guido, what are you reading currently? For pleasure.
Well, it's a mix of stuff. I'm reading a lot of old comics back to my older son. He's 7, so I'm having a hard time filtering what type of stuff I can read to him. For example, I start reading a book, I don't know, any superhero book, and suddenly, whoops, there's a sex scene I don't want to explain. Well, it's not a sex scene, just the lady, she's covering herself up with sheets, and then I'm like, okay, next page. So that is on one side. I'm reading old books from when I used to read a lot of superhero books. I'm also catching up on a lot of indie books I bought. I don't know, worth mentioning. There's this great one called Violet Descents from Panico Press. That's great, and I'm looking forward to volume 2. What else? And yes, out of the big ones,
I've only been getting the crossovers, really. I've been getting the Wolverine versus Predator and the Godzilla versus Justice League. So
Gotcha.
that's it from the big ones.
Mm.
But yeah, more or less a mix. A mix, yeah.
All right, cool. Mark, what do you find yourself reading these days?
Probably about 3 things. I'm rereading Old Burn Fantastic Four. I love those runs. They're the best.
Mhm.
Nice. Good call.
Reading Jennifer Lewis's book, Mother of Black Hollywood. That book's really good. And I'm rereading The Foundation. Isaac Asimov.
Isaac Asimov, yeah. Wow. Yeah,
reading
shit.
those.
Yeah, I haven't read that. Wow. I was like in my teens when I read that stuff.
Those are great, man.
Yep. All right, cool. Johnny, what are you reading, Kurt? We lost Max again.
Yeah, he was having problems with his internet. So he said he might have to bail.
No,
So he
that's
does
fine.
apologize. So I'm reading a couple things. Like I read a lot. Just so I'm reading Dragons of Descent, the new Dragonlance series. I always, go to that whole fantasy side things. As far as mainstream, I'm reading the new Daredevil series. I'm really digging it. It's about the only one of Marvel that I'd actually recommend. I hate to say that, but reading Jim Balint Tarot, I got behind, and I've been reading the last few of his. And then I'm doing a lot of research. I read a lot of history books. Like right now, we're getting ready to do this new. We're working on this new Native, so I'm doing all this stuff about history of Native Americans, and all the culture, because that's the one thing about the books we write. A lot of it has to do with the history. So we spend half our time just researching.
Oh, cool. No, research is always interesting to do, just to read that type of stuff. Because sometimes it's good to read stuff that's not fiction based. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mr. Lanning, what are you reading these days?
I just finished the series Doro Hedoro by Q Hayashida, which was really good. I just finished that today. And then I'm actually also in the middle of Deadly Class. I ended up getting the compendium lately, and
nice.
I never finished it, so I ended up starting it from the beginning. Really works a lot better when you have the whole thing together. So to read it instead of waiting every month to read it. And that Sometimes I Hate Fairyland was still coming out, and I got loaded up for next. Also by Rick Remender. So.
Oh yeah, I read that a few months ago. Beautiful art. The story is good, but the artwork is incredible in that thing.
That sounds like a Rick Remender. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the story was good. I mean, it was good and solid. Yeah. The only
problem one that I read, it was so sparse in the way it was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
You can't keep up with some of those Image books. It's never changed since the 90s. Am I right? I mean, you get issue 1, and then 6 months later you might get issue 2, and that's not necessarily the case now. But you get an arc, 2 years later you might get another arc, so you can't keep up with it. It's just best to keep up with the compendium. So.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Jay, what are you reading?
That's kind of like Dynamite now. They do a lot of that. They'll do like a Betty Page or a Rocketeer, and then you got to wait 6 months for the next one.
Yeah.
That's what's going on with what is it? Fire and Ice.
Yeah, Fire Ice same way. Yeah, a lot of that's on there.
Yeah.
So do you think that's affecting the market? Is that why you're seeing the lack of sales in graphic novels? Is because you have this continual story, but you've got like 6 months to wait for it. People forget all about it.
People forget to go ahead and pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a problem with a book that I've been picking up, which is coming out on I guess a bi-monthly or quarterly basis. I don't know. Nobody's been able to define it, but the Batman Gargoyle of Gotham.
Oh yeah.
It's not on a regular basis, but I'm also picking up because I'm an 80s kid.
Oh yeah.
Right. So we got a little bit of that, and only because
they didn't have one of the good covers.
No, they didn't have one of the good covers because I don't go on Wednesdays. All right, and we're going with Transformers, and not because I'm a Transformers fan. I'm not a Transformers fan at all. I'm a Daniel Warren Johnson fan. I really like Dual Powerbomb a lot, man. He locked me in with that. I don't know if anybody read Dual Powerbomb.
Yeah, I read it.
that last page of Do a Powerbomb made me cry, man. I was like, oh, there you go, dude. I'm a big
it's
G.I.
all
Joe
tied
head.
together now.
Yeah,
it's all together.
I'm a big GI. I'm a big Hasbro head. I'm an 80s kid. And I would love for them to tie in that Energon universe to fucking bring out the Visionaries also. You know what I mean? That Energon is what got them fused to magic. I know it's a deep cut for a lot of people, but yeah, no, I'm a big GI Joe head. So you know, the 80s stuff is grabbing me. Funny enough, when the Wildstorm Thundercats came out, they did more numbers than the Dynamite Thundercats did. Yet they didn't get the accolade that the Dynamite Thundercats is getting today, which is fucking crazy, man. You know,
well, I got to tell you, because see, I have comics and action figures, and it's weird because G.I. Joe for Hasbro, the toys are just exploding. I can't keep them in here. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, you got the comics? And then now I can't keep the Joe comics in. And it's kind of like that 80s in some of it. Like people are like, oh, I'm buying the toy and I'm going to grab the comic.
Yeah.
And I don't see that so much in the superhero side of things anymore.
One thing is informing the other, right? And it has that cohesion, but it's also, look, nostalgia is a marketable commodity. You know what I mean? And a lot of us 80s kids are, you know, the Gen Xers, right? The back nine of our 40s, right? The early of our 50s. We grew up with a lot of that shit. And, you know, we're headed into that retirement age. We're like, I got a couple extra bucks in my pocket. You know, my wife is pissed off because she's like, there's no more fucking room for you to get any more shit.
I'm going through that right now. I'm starting to purge my action figure collection because I'm like, I keep buying, and it's like I gotta find a place to put it. And the newer stuff looks better, so it's like let's get rid of this janky stuff.
And I got shit that's coming in that I'm like, where the fuck am I gonna put it? Like, we got that Galactus back there, but I got that G.I. Joe helicopter, the Dragonfly coming in. I got the Jeep coming in.
I got two of them because I want to have two of them flying, man.
You're the motherfucker,
I know right where you're at,
dude. Let me tell you, this is how I had to convince my wife to get it for me. Right? Not to get it for me, excuse me, to let me get it because you know we had so much shit. One, Dragonfly came out right after my pops passed away as a kid, right? So to cheer me up, two of my uncles had each bought me a Dragonfly, and I was just like, oh my god, that's awesome. But what the unlocked female figure, the Scarlet, right? The Argentinian Scarlet was named Glenda, and that's my wife's name. I'm like, babe, I gotta get something that ties you into my dad. Come on, it's fucking magic. It's
you want to know what that's horrible manipulation?
I swear to God, that is the line that I used. That's the line that I used.
You're wrong with that one.
That's a good line. I got to tell you. The secret is to have a comic shop because that way when toys, so when you order it, I'm getting it for the shop. Yeah, that'll never hit the shelf. It'll never hit the shelf.
So I got a buddy of mine who's an actor. And when the Hasbro HasLab did that very first one, the Jabba sail barge, right? He's a big Star Wars head. Puerto Rican dude from the Bronx, and he got two of them. I'm like, bro, how did your wife let you get away with getting two of them? He goes, well, the first one I told her I get it as a gift for a rap party, and the second one I got hidden into my mom's house.
Hey, look, I do T-shirts, right? I do like graphic tees, and my wife, if I buy one, I got to make sure I buy her one. That's how I stay in trouble.
Nice.
You got to tie it all in, guys. You got to tie it all in. But it comes down to that. And notice how things picked up, right? When we're talking about the nostalgia and stuff like that. They did that work. And I'm hoping that all of us get to the point where our product, right, the books that we've created have that longevity and get to that point where the later generations will be able to talk about it. We're talking about these products today, right? That is the goal. That is the question that Calderon asked for, right at the beginning, but that's how I quantify it. The thing is, I couldn't say it without getting to all these points first.
I'm just smiling my ass off because I'll be honest with you, a lot of the books that I find in look, I guarantee you, maybe not on anything like this, but at a show, there's a group of guys in the 80s talking about the same thing, and I find their books in 50-cent boxes. And there's nothing wrong with that because they're great books.
Oh. Yeah,
You know?
see, I'm surprised you find 50-cent boxes. I think the dollar boxes are the 50-cent boxes now.
Well, Midtown, I have the outlet, the Midtown Comics outlet, and they have the half off price on the dollar books.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because the art cons don't have a lot of the cheap comics anymore. The tables have gotten so expensive. Everybody brings out their big guns to pay for it, unfortunately.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to wait for Sunday at a convention to be like, oh.
Sunday evening, right before close. You don't want to carry that box, do you?
No.
We've all been there.
That's not my son
You know,
today, actually.
it's that 80s stuff that grabs me, right? The 80s Captain America, the 80s X-Men stuff. Shit.
I'm reading on my desk, on my right next to my reading stand is Alpha Flight, the omnibus, the John Byrne.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was
Oh
great.
yeah.
Dude, I
Well,
finally
you know what?
completed all of the issues of the John Byrne run on Alpha Flight. And I got them all in dollar boxes, kid.
Yeah.
But you know what? You're right about being nostalgia because I got to tell you, this week I got the Wave 2 of the X-Men 97 figures in. And I thought I bought a crap load. It was sold out in 2 days.
On fire, brother.
And I'm like, the stuff is crazy.
On
Anything
fire.
from the 80s is just, I can't keep it in.
Yeah, man. It's great shit right now, bro.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I know it sounds weird. You're mentioning, the Marvel Legends as opposed to the G.I. Joes, but like when that Monica Rambeau Photon Captain Marvel figure 2-pack came out with the Doctor Doom Secret Wars version, I was like, oh, give me that. That's all me. That's mine, man. My man.
There you go.
My man.
Wow,
Yeah,
right there.
bro.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right.
man. That's the shit.
right.
I picked that up. I had to get it.
I'd hate to break up the nostalgia quest here, but we're at the 2-hour mark, so we're done for the night, gentlemen. Great job, you guys are all
right,
awesome.
guys.
Thank you all for being here. And let's start with Johnny. Please let us know where they can find you and your work, sir.
Yeah, you can find me and Max, of course, on Facebook, all the regular social media. We are also atrocitypress.com. Currently, for the next 24 hours, you're going to find us going to find us on Kickstarter. Once again, thank you so much for letting me participate because this is awesome being with these group of guys. It's just such a great platform. I love being on your show. It's one of my favorites.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
And Johnny, where's the shop at?
My shop actually is in Kansas City, so Chiefs. So for those that hate, we know, but I'm born here. I can do that. But yeah, we're in Kansas City, Missouri.
All right.
Cool. Mike, where can they find you and your work, sir?
You can find me on Instagram, Mike Sears Art, and Facebook at Cartoon Cafe. And pretty much everything else that I release is on Amazon. Just search Rabbit Man or just search Mike Sears Comics. And hopefully within a month, you'll also find me on the lesser known comic site.
Nice.
All right, cool. David, where can they find you and your work, sir?
Social media, Facebook, Instagram, DracoStarStudios.com. Pretty much, yeah, that's it.
All right. Cool. Guido, where can they find you and your work, sir?
Well, I'm more active on Facebook. You can look me up. My profile pic is Weapon, one of the villains from Night 5 at the moment. I'm also active on Twitter, G_Mart8. I know it's complicated. I'll write it down just in case. And you can also, if you're interested in seeing more about Night, you can just look up the Facebook page, Night by Guido Martinez, and you'll find it. You can message the page. I'll be the one replying.
All right, cool. Mark, where can they find you your work, sir?
Our comic stuff and our official podcast is going to be at imaginosworkshop.com. Our manga stuff is going to be at otaku.com, and our manga podcast is going to be Shining Spotlight on YouTube.
All right, cool. Mr. Lanning.
As always, you can find me at LanningArt.com. That's LANNING art.com. And on Indie Comics Network, also a .com, by the way. You can check me out on Art Style Kamikaze, starting back again next week. It's been a bad couple of weeks. So next week, which we're going to be talking about shape stacking, so check that out. And also on the 16th in the morning on Saturday mornings, we're also going to be starting Sketchy Saturday again. And so you can find me there too. So
nice.
All right, cool. Mr. Rosario.
Lanning, isn't it nice when you can say yourwebsite.com, not somebody else's, right? Isn't it great? I love
I try
that.
to add a little ringtone to it, like it's LanningArt.com, LANNING art.com. See?
I love that. I love that. I love that. You can find me at unstoppablecomics.com. All of our social media links are on that website, so you can find me any other way you want to. I'm easily accessible. Just check out unstoppablecomics.com.
All right, cool. So I'm JD Calderon. You can find me on the OswaldChronicles.com, TallTalesOnline.com, DreamOverPress.com, Facebook, Instagram, all these different places. Sunday nights here, most Sunday nights, and especially on Kickstarter with the Oswald Chronicles currently running. And just remember, everybody, look in those show notes. Everybody's links are in there. All these creators here, they all deserve your support and love. Go pick up some books, man. There's some awesome indie books out there. A lot of these guys are doing great books. All of these guys are doing great books. So, I mean, hit those links, buy those books. Thank you so much. And just remember, read more indie comics, especially ours. Have a good night, everybody.
Peace.
Good night.
Peace.